What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the video. Of course, it's a little loud. We are walking by the street, and so you may not hear me because I foolishly left a lot of my stuff at home that I need to actually do my YouTube videos to the level that I normally would do. But because of that, we're out here today, but we're bringing a great video. So we're out today with the Rangefinders. As you see, I have the X-Pro 1 with me today. And we're out with a good friend of mine who you're going to see here, Blaine, and of course my boy Matt, which we're going to show. Here's Blaine right here. He is really fire street photographer here.
Thanks, man.
In Atlanta, and we're going to put some of his work up here, but he's actually going to walk us through on how to shoot with the rangefinder, kind of the thought process for shooting with rangefinders, and just his overall style and composition for street photography. So let's get to it. See, it looks like clearing,
this way.
Oh yeah, that's good.
clearing the scene. Don't let me be in the way. If I need to move, let me know.
That's it. There we go.
So since we've been out here a little bit, why don't we kind of walk everybody through your thought process for when you're out on the street, and kind of what you look for compositions, and
Yeah.
how do you manage that with the rangefinder?
Yeah, definitely. And kind of how I shoot as well. So I use the old trusty Leica M11 here. It's a traditional rangefinder. I got the 35 Carl Zeiss Bygon on here. It's a 2.8. So I don't, fast lenses are great, but when I do like out doing street and it's a sunny day like this, I mean, I'll usually shoot about f8 and above, so I don't need anything fast. So I use that for more of a low light type situation. So, what I do is I'll use what I call zone focus, because with a rangefinder, rangefinder really makes you slow down, right? It's all completely manual. There's nothing auto about it. There's no autofocus, any of that stuff. So you really have to slow down and think what you're doing. Am I going to miss some shots? Yeah, of course. There's things I can't do. Sports, fast moving, but what I can do when out on the street is I'll do what I call zone focusing. Right. So zone focusing essentially puts you in a range of your subject. So what I don't have to do is constantly try to get in focus, right? And so what I'll do is I'll use, so if I'm at f8, right, I'll put it on f8, and then I'll take the infinity, and then I'll put it at 8 here, and then that means, and then I can look over here, so anything from infinity to about 7, 8, 9 feet, right around there, will be in focus. So anything about around that range, 8, 9 feet, everything's going to be in focus. And past that, right? So what I do is I don't have to worry about anything. I don't have to worry about focus. I just need to make sure my settings didn't move, and then I can put the rangefinder up to my eye and then take a shot, right? So everything within past 8 feet is going to be in focus. So, and then if I get into a situation where I need to focus, then I'll do that. Maybe I'll stop down to 2.8 or whatever I need if it's a little low light, and adjust that focus. So
Great.
But yeah, and it's a great system, and I usually shoot out on the street. I'm usually anywhere from 1/250th of a second, maybe 1/500th of a second, and just depending on kind of the situation. Of course, if you want the blur, I'll go all the way down. Right. And then as far as ISO, I'll shoot auto. I don't even have to mess with it. So I have a button here, and I just click that, and I'm on auto. And if the situation's particular situation, then I'll take it and put it on 100 or 500 or 600 or whatever I need to do, just depending on what the situation is. But I would say 80% of the time, I'm on f8 or f11 zone focus, and then I just go. So,
So what inspired, I guess, when you think about your compositions out on the street, what is it that you hope people get through viewing your art here in the video, especially or just in general when they come and visit your page?
Yeah.
What is it that you're hoping they kind of like it draws them in a lot?
Right. Yeah. Hey, how you doing?
Good. Excuse me.
No worries. That was awesome. You know, so, you know, I try to, you know, the things I see, I kind of, when I feel, you know, I'll see things, and if I see it and I feel it, then I try to take a picture of it.
Okay.
But then, you know, there's certain compositional things I think that are kind of the basics that you need to think of, you know, like layering, right? That's a big one. And that's something I'm trying to get better at. You know, layers when you have, you know, you have something in the foreground, you have something in the midground, and you have something in the background. And, you know, and you kind of, you can get into a scene and you find the anchor and you wait for things to come in that. But me, you know, a lot of times I get pretty impatient. I start getting on the move. And it's funny, what I've noticed is when I roll up on a scene, and I ride my bike a lot when I'm out. I have an electric bike, so I can get around the city a lot and get around fast. So what happens is I'm always ready, because what I've learned is I'll roll up on a scene, and as soon as I roll up, the shot I want unfolds. Right? So if I'm not ready right then and there, then I might have to wait sometimes 10, 15 minutes, but that 10, 15 minutes feels like an eternity, right? So I get pretty impatient. It's funny, you don't know how many times I've like packed up shop and put everything down and turned around and walked away, and then all of a sudden the shot unfolded, and I'm like, God, I only needed to wait 10 more seconds, right?
That's it.
Consistently happens.
That's
it. But you know, that's one big thing I try to do is try to get the layers, because I think that's, you know, that provides the mood to the scene, right? And you know, and I really want, you know, and we're all learning, and it's all a process, and we try different styles, and you know, especially out on the street, and you know, things, you know, movement, affection, right? You know, people doing things like pointing and, you know, some action, right? And that's the things I really look for, and try to bring out in my photography. So it's so you're fine. Go ahead.
No, that's amazing, and I'm hoping that as we show like your work throughout the video, everybody at home can kind of feel that, because he has amazing work. I always talk about his work to people that I know, especially when it comes to the about of street photography, because as we all know, especially if you've been here and you're from Atlanta, a lot of people will say the city is dead, there's nothing worth shooting, and every time I see Blaine's work, I'm always re-inspired to get out and to shoot, especially when I come to visit. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna move around a little bit more and try to get some more shots in. Of course, you guys will see some of the shots here in the video, but we're also gonna link Blaine's work here in the video as well. And you'll see something throughout the video as we go through and just kind of talk more about our process and stuff like that and what we're seeing. And so, yeah, let's get to it. The X-Pro died. I did not bring enough batteries. That's on me. But we're going to use the X-T1. We're still going to walk around, get us some shots in, and be able to talk with Blaine more about his process and, you know, just really what inspires him to get out and do street photography here in Atlanta. We're out here in the Virginia Highlands area, and it's kind of calm. A little calm Sunday today, so we're really just vibing, just feeling the vibes, man.
All right, got it.
I just always, street photography is one of the things that I realize how many people will mess about you, but never will come and say anything to you. And it's like when I'm taking photos of people or I'm just nearby with my camera, I'm not even looking at them, and they're like, "Oh man, what in the world? I like the shirt, man."
Sometimes I'll go out and I know I don't have to.
He's back.
Take care.
You too.
All right, so both my cameras died. We got to go around and hang out with Blaine. Thank you so much for coming out.
Yeah, man.
And hanging out with us and letting us in on your thought process. And you know, you guys got to go follow him at Blaine_Wood. Right?
Yep, WOULD, because
There we go.
WOOD was taken. So Blaine_WOULD.
There we go. Go follow him.
On
See his
Instagram.
incredible work. Get inspired and really just get out in your neighborhood and go shoot. If there's anything that you take from him, that's really the biggest thing to take back. And like always, man, I'm gonna see you guys on the next one. Peace.